Well, I'm glad to have the opportunity to tell my story because, you know, I never thought I would be here, right? I'm a single parent of 3 wonderful kids. When I started having kids, they became my life, but I let work consume me most of the time. And it hit me when my 14-year-old, well, he's 19 now, but at 14 years old, I received the call that he had been arrested. I was in tears at work. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to turn. So I received this call from the LCCR program. That's the Louisiana Center for Children's Rights. When I received that call, you know, they kind of walked me through everything. I was just still in a devastated stage. I had never been away from any of my kids. So that was one thing that I had to adjust to my son not being there. So they took me to the Youth Study Center where I had to do the intake program with my son. And just the sight of that place was devastating to me. It was a prison. And that's something I didn't want for me nor my kids. So during the intake program, you know, I asked to see my son. They told me I couldn't, and I wasn't leaving there until I saw my son. I just needed to know that he was okay and that he understood that I have his back and I was going to be there with him every step of the way. So they allowed me to see him, still in tears, and that's when I learned my oldest son knew how to drive, because on my way home, I was still in tears and cried so much till I couldn't drive. So my son just said, "Move over, Mom, I got it." I didn't think. I just let him drove, knowing I didn't know he knew how to drive. I just was devastated at the time. I'm leaving my son somewhere where I didn't think I'll ever be. So he drove us home, and the program was a very eye-opener because I didn't know how to find out what my son was arrested for. You know, I didn't know nothing about the bond, and I'm thinking he's in a juvenile. I could just walk up as a mother and get him out, but under these circumstances, and he was on charge where he was a teenager, and he was looking at life as a juvenile. And when they told me to bond $100,000, I'm like, wow, you know, what did he do, you know? So my son assured me he had no part in it, right? So I supported that, because one thing I have with my kids is we outspoken. You can say things that may hurt your feelings, but get it out. So I believed it when he told me he didn't have a part on it. But the LCCR program, oh my God. All I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you for that program, because it walked me through everything that I needed for my son, right? He did 11 months in that program, looking at life as a juvenile. But the last day that we walked into court, the judge, his lawyer, was just going in for a bond reduction. I told her, it doesn't matter how much you drop it down, I just can't afford to get him out. But it looks a lot when you look at $100,000. So we went in, judge said her thing, the other attorneys said their thing, and they asked my son to come up to the bench. The judge had some words with him, and he came back and he sat down and he looked back at me and he asked this lawyer, he said, "Can I talk to my mom?" And she said, "Sure." So he's telling me what the judge told him. Like, if you plead guilty, you can go home next month. So I broke down. He hadn't even finished the story, and all I heard was going home next month. So I asked the lawyer, can I speak to the judge, right? Because this is unbelievable. It doesn't happen. I have heard all kinds of bad stories with this 11-month process with my son. You know, he's not gonna come home. He's gonna have to go to these facilities. This facility is bad. And I was doing my research on the facilities, and they did not have nothing good to say about neither one of them. So, you know, the judge assured me. It's like, as a parent, what are you going to do differently? I said, Yana, I have changed everything. I was a mother that let my work consume me. But I moved to a day shift where I was Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. home on evenings and weekends. I was gonna be there. It may have been too late, but I was gonna be there. So I just wanna get my story out there, that parents just have to keep up, keep praying, keep on track, and if you have any juveniles going through the process, please look into the LCCR program. It is very, very helpful. Thank you all.